Every day, the world changes in ways most people barely notice. But behind today's headlines, there's always a deeper shift. A pattern shaping how we think, react, and navigate our lives. Today, we explore one such pattern hiding inside the stories that dominated the news. Every day, major stories unfold across the world. Some are loud, unexpected, impossible to ignore. Others move quietly, almost invisibly, yet carry the potential to shift the direction of our lives. Today, we look past the headlines, not at the news itself, but at the deeper patterns shaping how people think, react, and choose. Because behind every story, there is a human story. Recently, the global economy showed signs of slowing again. Markets trembled. Tech companies announced new hiring freezes. Ordinary people felt the pressure long before the headlines arrived. When uncertainty rises, the mind tends to narrow. People cling to small comforts, avoid difficult decisions, and hold tightly to routines that once made them feel safe. But this instinct has a hidden cost. When caution turns into paralysis, growth becomes impossible. And slowly, quietly, a person's life begins to move without them. Another story gained attention this week. A major social media platform revealed that user engagement is dropping, especially among young adults. At first glance, it looks like a simple business issue. But underneath it is something deeper. A growing sense of emotional fatigue. Endless content. Endless comparison. Endless noise. People aren't disconnecting because they are bored. They are disconnecting because their minds are tired. When the mind becomes overstimulated, it loses the ability to feel deeply. A person can scroll for hours, yet feel nothing. This emotional numbness doesn't appear suddenly. It creeps in quietly, often mistaken for laziness or lack of motivation. But in reality, it's a signal, a sign that the mind is protecting itself from overload. A third headline dominated conversations. A well-known public figure made a sudden career decision, walking away from success that seemed guaranteed. People reacted with confusion. Why give up something so many people dream of? But the truth is simple. Burnout doesn't care about status, talent, or opportunity. Burnout happens when the outer life grows faster than the inner life. When expectations rise like a tide, and a person no longer recognizes the version of themselves they are trying so hard to maintain. Change, in these moments, is not a collapse. It is an act of survival. 8-minute split point for TTS. Another global story emerged this week. Scientists reported that stress-related health issues are increasing rapidly among people in their 20s and 30s. The cause wasn't a mystery. It wasn't genetics, environment, or bad luck. It was pace. People living faster than their emotions can process. People carrying responsibilities heavier than they appear. People pretending to be fine, long after the first cracks have already formed. Stress doesn't break people suddenly. It wears them down through small, consistent pressure, until one day they look in the mirror and feel strangely unfamiliar to themselves. And yet, even this exhaustion carries a hidden invitation, a chance to slow down, to listen, to rebuild from a place of honesty rather than fear. There was also a story of recovery. A community devastated by a natural disaster began rebuilding homes, businesses, and daily routines. But the most powerful part wasn't the rebuilding itself. It was the reminder that human beings adapt. Even in moments when it feels as though the world has fallen apart, people underestimate their resilience. They imagine resilience as strength or endurance. But true resilience is quieter. It is the ability to begin again, even with shaking hands. A final story from this week. Economists reported that consumer confidence is rising again, despite ongoing worries. On the surface, this seems contradictory. But human beings are not logical creatures. We don't make decisions based solely on numbers. We respond to hope, even the smallest hint of it. Hope disrupts fear. Hope interrupts stagnation. Hope makes people believe in possibilities they had almost abandoned. 16-minute split point for TTS. When you look at all these stories together, a single theme emerges. People are moving through life, under more pressure than ever, yet still searching for meaning, direction, and clarity. Uncertainty in the world, exhaustion in the mind, confusion in identity, fear of change, and the slow rebuilding of hope. These forces shape the headlines, but they also shape the inner lives of millions. And perhaps the most important realization is this: the world doesn't change all at once. And people don't, either. We shift slowly. We break quietly. We recover gradually. But awareness is the turning point. When we begin to recognize the patterns behind what we feel, we regain a sense of direction. Most people don't need a dramatic transformation. They need a moment of clarity, a reminder that they are not alone in what they feel. A small step toward understanding themselves more deeply. And sometimes, that single step is enough to change everything ahead.